Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope all of you are well. Today I am going to take an online class as to prevent coronavirus we all are staying at home. Today I am going to discuss about elasticity, stress, strain, Hooke's law, then Young's modulus, and at last bulk modulus. Today I am going to discuss a very interesting thing with you. You can see there's a rubber band in my hand. When I start to stretch it or applying force, then the shape of the band is changing. But when I stop to stretch or whenever I remove the force, then this band is coming its original shape. Actually, this is happen for elasticity. So our today's topic is elasticity. Elasticity means the attributed property of a body by which it resists deformation of its shape either in volume or length, and its regain its original shape when the deformation force is removed from it. But every object has a elasticity limit. You can see that when I is applying force, the object is regain its shape. But if I apply more force, that means if I applied more force, then after removing that force, you can see that the rubber band will not gain its original shape. Its shape is changed. Why that happen? Because the applying force on that rubber band is more than that elastic limit. So every object has a elastic limit. That means the maximum force that applying on an object, and by applying this the object will get its original shape, is known as elastic limit. Now there's a misconception on us about elasticity and flexibility. If anyone asks you that which substance has more elasticity, a rubber band or a iron rod, maximum of you answer that the rubber band has more elasticity because we can stretch it easily. But actually the elasticity of a iron rod is more than a rubber band, because in the definition of elasticity I already discussed that the ability of regaining its original shape is known as elasticity. So you can practice it, that when you apply a force on a rubber band, it does not regain its shape easily, but when you apply the same amount of force on an iron rod, then you can see that the iron rod is regain its shape very easily. That's why elasticity means to regain its original shape, and flexibility means just to deform an object from its original shape. I hope you understand the difference between flexibility and elasticity. Our next topic is strain. Whenever we apply force on an elastic body, the internal molecules of the body move away from each other, and for this the shape of the object is changed, and the changing of the shape of an object is known as strain. Here you can see that an object having a length L0. If we put a weight or hang a weight on the lower part of the object, then the length of that object is become L. That means here you can see that there is the change in the length of that object. This change of length of that object is known as strain. Let the initial length is L0, and due to applying force the length is L. That means the change of length is L minus L0. So change in length L minus L naught. Now strain means the change in per unit length or per unit volume is called strain. Now we can write that strain equals to change in length, that means L minus L naught divided by L. And from the equation you can see that strain is the ratio of similar type quantities. That means strain has no unit. Now our next topic is stress. Whenever we applying a force on that object, then you can see that the object starts to change its shape. That means, but you know that for the property of elasticity, this object will try to regain its original shape. That means whenever we are applying a force on an object, there's also an internal resistive force will develop on that object to regain its original shape, and this force will act perpendicularly on the unit area of an object, and this resistive force that acts perpendicularly on the unit area of an object is called stress. So we can write that stress equals to force acting perpendicular area, that means F by A. Now you can see that the equation of stress is similar to the formula of Pascal, that is F by A. So the unit of stress is similar to the unit of pressure. So the unit of stress is also Newton. Unit is also Newton per meter square or Pascal. Let's enjoy our video.
What is strain? In very simple language, one can define it as change in dimensions per unit of original dimensions. When any object is under stress, it will change one or more of its dimensions. The amount by which the object's dimensions will change will depend on the force applied and the materials the object is made up of. Say we apply a downward force F on the surface area of a beam. Here, the force is trying to compress the beam from the top. Due to this, the beam will experience some stress. It is just an uncomfortable state experienced by the object, which is the beam in this case. The atoms inside are little too close than they want to be. This results in interatomic and intermolecular forces, and if the applied force F is within the elastic limits of the material, these forces bring back the object to its initial state when the applied force is removed.
Now our next topic is Hooke's law. We have already discussed about stress and strain. So it will be easier for you to understand Hooke's law. Scientist Hooke say that within elasticity limit, the stress is directly proportional to strain. That means stress is directly proportional to strain. Now if we remove the proportional sign, then we can write that stress equals to constant into strain. This constant is known as constant or modulus of elasticity. This constant named as modulus of elasticity. Now I am going to discuss about Young's modulus. Here you can see that a wire is of length L naught, and we hang a weight on the lower part of the wire, which is W. That's why the length of the wire is changed. Now the increased length is L, and whenever we apply weight on a wire, then that weight will work downward. But due to this weight, there's also a resistive force work on it, which resistive force will known as tension force. Normally we use F as a force, but whenever we discussed about the change of length of a wire, then we instead of F we will use T, which is known as tension force. So now we can write that initial length equals to L naught, and change length is L minus L naught. So now we can write that strain of that wire is L minus L naught by L naught, as the relative change of shape of any object is called strain. Now whenever we are applying force on that object, or when we are applying weight on the wire, there is a resistive force work on it, and this resistive force is known as tension force, and this resistive force will work perpendicularly on the unit area of that wire. That means stress will be T by A. Now from Hooke's law, we know that stress is directly proportional to strain. Here stress means T by A, directly proportional to L minus L naught by L naught. Now if we remove that proportional sign, so we can write that T by A equals to Y into L minus L naught by L naught. Here's Y is a constant. This constant is known as Young's modulus. So we can write that Y equals to T by A into L naught by L minus L naught. And this formula is used to measure Young's modulus. And from the formula you can say that the unit of Young's modulus will be Newton per meter square, as strains has no unit. Now I am going to discuss about bulk modulus. Here you can see that there are container which is filled with gas, and the initial volume of the gas is V naught. When we apply force on the container, then the volume is reduced to V. So let's consider initial volume equals to V naught, and reduced volume is V. So the change in volume is V minus V naught. Now from the definition of strain, we know that the relative change on the shape of any object is called strain. So now we can write that strain equals to V minus V naught by V, and stress stress will be stress is F by A. Now from Hooke's law we know that stress is directly proportional to strain. Stress is directly proportional to strain. Yes, stress means F by A is directly proportional to strain, that is V minus V naught by V naught. And when we remove the proportional sign, we used a constant. Now as we are discussing about the change of volume, constant or the name of the modulus of elasticity will be bulk modulus, which is denoted by capital B. So that we can write B equals to F by A into V naught by V minus V naught. This equation is known as bulk modulus, and the unit of bulk modulus is also Newton per meter square. Now I am going to discuss few comprehensive questions. Our first question is, what is plasma state? Normally we know that there are three states of a matter, that is solid, liquid and gaseous state. But in extremely high temperature the substance become ionized, and during this or for this ionized situation there's another state created which is known as plasma state. We can see the plasma state in our tube light or during the thunderbolt. Our next question is, why the elasticity of every substance is not same? Elasticity mainly depends on the intermolecule attraction of substance, and the intermolecule attraction of solid substance is higher than any other substance. That's why the elasticity of solid is greater than the elasticity of liquid, because the molecules of liquid substance has less intermolecule attraction than solid substance. Our third question is, why the rod is used to build the house? Because the elasticity of rod is higher and the weight stress of rod is also very greater. So whenever we use rod in the house, it will protect the house from any natural disasters such as earthquake or storm.
Now we are going to solve two mathematical problems. Our first question is, a weight of 10 kg is hang from a metal rod of 0.5 meter length and 0.01 meter square cross sectional area. The elongated length is 0.501 meter. Now what is Young's modulus of this metal rod? Now here's the given informations are, here the initial length L naught equals to 0.5 meter. Now the elongated length which is L equals to 0.501 meter. Now The cross-sectional area of the wire is 0.01 meter square. Cross-sectional area A equals to 0.01 meter square. Here's the weight of the weight is 10. Here's the mass of the weight is mass M equals to 10 kg. So that the tension force will be T will be mg, that is 10 into 9.8, that is 98 Newton. As you know that the formula of F equals to mg, and tension force is also one kind of force. Now we have to identify Young's modulus. Y equals to what? Now we know the formula to identify Young's modulus is Y equals to T by A into L naught by L minus L naught. Now we are putting the value of all informations, that is the value of T is 98, A is 0.01 into L naught 0.5 divided by 0.501 minus 0.5. By calculating it, you will get the result 4.9 into 10 to the power 6, and you know the unit of Young's modulus is Newton per meter square. Now our next question is, if a rod is hanged by a steel rod length of 20 meter, then its length is changed and becomes 20.015 meter. Young's modulus of the steel is 2 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square. We have to identify the stress. Now here the given informations are: here you can see the initial length of the steel wire is 20 meter. Initial length, that is L naught, is 20 meter. After stretching, its length becomes, that means final length, L equals to 20.015 meter. Now the Young's modulus is Y is 2 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square. We have to identify the stress. Stress equals to what? Now, from Hooke's law, we know that stress is equals to constant into strain. And as here we are using Young's modulus, that means instead of constant we can write y into strain. And you know the formula of strain is L minus L naught by L naught. Now we are going to put the value of every quantities, that is the value of y is 2 into 10 to the power 11, L 20.015, L naught 20, again the value of L naught is 20. So after calculating it, you will get the value is 6 into 10 to the power 9 Pascal. That means the stress of the steel wire will be 6 into 10 to the power 9 Newton per meter square or Pascal.